All right, third game versus N.A. Smith. He won the first one, which I wasn't yet recording, and then I won the second one. Let's look at this one. Oh my, there is so much going on here. Uh-oh. This one's complicated. So we got draw with Smithy, draw with Council Room, draw with Royal Blacksmith. Villages are Recruiter and Festival, and Wandering Minstrel. Trashing is Recruiter. Plus buy, Festival, Council Room. Black Market kind of indirectly is plus buy because it lets you buy a card out of the Black Market deck. But you can't use it to like buy more than one province. You can also gain stuff with Inventor. Yeah, so the reason this kingdom is so crazy is Recruiter is incredibly strong. It's very fast trasher, tons and tons of villages. You got strong terminal draw that you can draw with once you've trashed. You got cost reduction here, which can make everything cost incredibly cheap. Then you got plus buy, Black Market's really strong. There's just tons and tons of stuff going on here. So we also have Mission, which lets you take an entire extra turn. You can't buy anything on that turn, but you can gain stuff off of vendors on that turn. Oh my. Oh, what do I do here? He just bought a silver. That's interesting. So getting your Recruiter ASAP seems very important. It's the only trashing, and it's just a very strong card in general. I'm thinking maybe Smithy Silver. Probably maximizes my chance of hitting 5. I just really like to see Smithy turn 3. Smithy turn 3 is amazing because it A, makes you very likely to hit 5, but B, it draws through enough of your deck that you trigger a shuffle, and then if you can get to the Recruiter, then it'll be going back in your deck immediately. Yeah, because I'll play this and I'll draw 3 cards, only have 4 left, so I'll trigger reshuffle for turn 4 that will already have my Recruiter in it. So that seems real good to me. He takes Inventor. That seems a little bit slower to get started, but I mean, Inventor gains you a lot of cards, and there's a lot of cards of value here. Alright, so I didn't find Recruiter or Smithy turn 4, but that's fine, because I know they're all right there in that shuffle. I think I just take a second Recruiter. I really want to get trashed. I should probably take Inventor very soon, because Inventor will let me do stuff on mission turns. I'd love to be taking 2 turns per turn. In fact, he's already doing that. Yes, I'll take my first Inventor now. I do want plus buy, because plus buy will allow you to delay stuff for future turns, which is potentially very valuable. Like if you take a mission turn, there's a lot of cards that might not be valuable on the mission turn, if they're giving you treasure or something like that. And so maybe you just delay them to the following turn, so you can use them on the non-mission turn, where they're more productive. This is just going to go from 0 to 100 so fast. Unfortunately, this is a kingdom where I'm player 2, so he'll get the first shot at doing that. Alright, so I probably just mission here, I think. Take another Inventor. Mission. I get the trash in a state. And I could try to draw on and play my Inventor. I could also just delay this Smithy for next turn and get a free draw. Let's draw on. My deck's thin. I've got a lot of stuff down there. I was hoping to find the Recruiter. If I could like recruit the estate and play both Inventors, that would have been a phenomenal mission turn. There's no point playing this now. I could spend my Villager, but I could just use my buy to play it for next turn, which seems better because I save the Villager. The downside is this Inventor will already be in play, so I can't conceivably play it like twice, but I think I'm willing to save the Villager to do that. Oh, this does have the downside of, if my Inventor's already in play, my Recruiter is going to get fewer villages from whatever it trashes, because they'll cost 1 less now. Maybe I should have just played it. Yeah, that would have been real risky, because if I didn't find my Recruiter on top, I would have had a very dud turn. I think it makes sense to save a Villager. Like, if I have a Smithy on top, I'd love to play the Smithy and potentially draw to my Recruiter. I might want to supplies at some point. Supplies is like a copper that gives you horses, which is okay. On its own, it's just like +1 coin, essentially. But a constant supply of horses, instead of playing the horses, I could just trash them to my Recruiter as an extra source of plus action. I assume he'll mission here. Yep. Yeah, I mean, taking 2 turns instead of 1 is obviously an incredibly strong effect. And so I think the goal here is to build a deck that can make productive use out of missions. It's kind of surprising to me that this is a kingdom where Black Market might not even see play. But, Black Market is less helpful in mission turns. I mean, you could take a gamble Black Market. Maybe if we get behind, we'll do that. Because, there's some cards that, if you found them in the Black Market deck, would be kind of winning, like Outpost. But this kingdom is just so incredibly strong already. There's probably just not enough need to justify fishing through the Black Market deck, when that could be like a Inventor instead. I really need him to dud once, I think. Because, with strong mission turns, and a very strong kingdom, the player 1 advantage is going to be quite large. After 8 turns, he'll have taken 16 turns to my 14, or 18 turns to my 16, and so forth. And the fact that player 1 gets to go twice before player 2 even goes is going to be a big difference. I'm going to guess this game ends with he 3 piles Inventors, Festivals, and Estates. Something like that before I can. He's already got 5 Inventors. Woo! Alright. So I'll take another Inventor now, I think. Let's just continue drawing. I need plus buy. Maybe for me that's Festival. Because I have enough draw, right? I have a Smithy. Let's take Festival. Counter is also a very strong consideration here. I guess I can trash this Recruiter now for villages, because I kind of need them. So maybe this time we don't delay the Inventor. I'll have to reconsider that momentarily. I could take 3 Inventors just to try to stay up on that pile. Maybe I should do that. I would win the split 6-4. That's sounding kind of good. Other options are I could just take half of them and then take like a Festival or a Council Room or something. I think I'd rather take fewer and add plus buy, probably. Because he has, if I'm not mistaken, 2 Council Rooms in a Festival to my just a Festival. And the cost reduction isn't doing a lot if I don't have plus buy to use it with. So maybe I just take a Council Room here. Festival here. Council Room. Buying mission, of course, does nothing on your mission turn. That's basically equivalent to passing my buy, because there's nothing I could have bought. This is not a bad starting hand. I found a draw card in our village. And he'll draw me plenty with his Council Rooms. Maybe I didn't even need to take a Council Room. Because if he plays both Council Rooms both turns, I draw 4 cards off of his Council Rooms. My guess is he'll take 2 Inventors now on the first turn, so that he can play them both on his mission turn. And then I'm not exactly sure what you take from there. Maybe some Festivals and Council Rooms, and you threaten to pile out. Nah, he probably might have to score points even, because when you're taking 2 turns consecutively, the threat of piling out is very real. Like, can he pile out already? I mean, if he can, there's probably nothing I could have done to stop it. But 2 inventory gains plus, like, yeah, maybe there's a world where he piles out. He can gain 5 extra cards on his mission turn. So let's say he just takes 5 Council Rooms on the mission turn. He takes 2 inventors here. I don't think he has a pile out quite yet. I could be wrong, but I don't think he has it. He's also going to be a little low on villages right now. He's only got the 1 recruiter. He's got 1 festival and a wandering minstrel, which is not bad. But I think the very high-end play of, like, play a bunch of inventors, gain a bunch of council rooms, play a bunch of council rooms, buy a bunch more, requires more villages than he currently has. So I think we at least get 1 more turn. 2 more turns, not guaranteed. Well, I guess I get 1 more turn and a mission turn. But I think there's a very real risk that his following set of turns he'll be able to pile out. Because I can't really afford not to lower the key piles like Festival and Council Room. And still have a good shot at winning. What's he do? Can I pile out? I have 5 inventors. But only 1 plus buy. I don't think I'm threatening to pile out next turn. So I think he can safely not score this turn. I think for him, he just needs to not lower piles too much, and then he'll be fine and probably in a position to win next turn. Or on his mission turn. Now what do I do about that? I don't know. I mean, kind of hoping he would misplay it somehow, but that seems unlikely. He's spending his bias on delays. That's interesting. Maybe he needs the villages. I expect him to just like buy Festival or something. These last few coppers are going to be quite hard to get rid of because we got a lot of terminals and got to use the recruiters to get villages for the terminals. And so I can't really afford to trash a copper with a recruiter because that's 1 recruiter play that's getting me no villages as a result. So I probably just got to live with having a few coppers still in our deck. Both trashed all estates. I've trashed 1 more copper. Makes sense. I had 2 recruiters for a little bit. Alright, he's trashed 2 copper now. He's cutting it close on villagers. I always like to have at least 1 villager left when you get terminal draw cards. Because having 1 villager gives you the safety that if you have a hand that's just got like Smithy, Council Room in it, you can play one of those and still play a village if you find it. Alright, he's taking villagers now. Not taking villagers, taking villages. Wandering Minstrel counts as a village. Okay, let's see what I can do. Please don't dud. Well, I asked nicely, and endgame didn't comply. So I'm gonna need to start taking villages now, I think, as well. I'm pretty sure I'm putting myself very much in pilot territory here, but I just don't think there's much I can do about that, and still hope to win. What do I buy? I'd like more festivals, but I think if I touch those anymore, Festival, Wandering Minstrels are very likely pile out. I could buy another Council Room, maybe is best. Or another Recruiter. Take another Council Room. Let's draw. Well, something's getting fed to Recruiter now. I guess it's the Council Room already. So much for that. I can't touch Wandering Minstrels. I can afford to touch Smithies because even if I take 1 Smithy, there's already a pile of 4 cost cards with 6 left. And so it's not like lowering Smithies makes pilots any easier because if he can do 11, he could already do Festival Minstrel anyway. But now taking a 2nd Smithy, I don't know about. That seems dicier. So maybe I just... taking a 2nd Council Room is worrisome because that leaves a 10 gain pile out available. No point taking Duchy, you can still have the points lead anyway. So maybe just take a Recruiter. I'll delay these for next turn. It seems very likely to me that he wins in this following turn. But I don't think I had a way to prevent that. I mean, if I strain my deck to get a province or something, then my deck would just be so much weaker that I would definitely lose in the long term. I think I had to kind of hope that he dudded or something, which did not happen. Yeah, so now he can gain like a bunch of festivals and council rooms, or a bunch of festivals and wandering minstrels, a bunch of council rooms, wandering minstrels, and that sets him up to empty the last few on his mission turn with his inventors. He might even have enough gains that he doesn't even need a mission turn. It's possible that he just has enough combination of plus buy and inventor gains to empty them all this turn. So what are the key takeaways? Well, looking is super explosive. Recruiter's very strong, inventor's very strong. Delay can be good if you have plus buy around. Where do we diverge? He went for an earlier inventor. Maybe that paid off. I mean, I liked how the Smithy played. I got a recruiter early. Unfortunately, I didn't find it turn 4. Maybe that would have been nice. And he managed to get recruiter anyway. The early inventor does allow you to start missioning earlier, which he did. So that's something in its favor for sure. So maybe inventor was a better opening. And we're now watching the pile out in place. The early council room was also nice. Maybe I should have taken a council room over a second recruiter. I didn't get much thinner. I thought I might need the villages, but I guess the extra draw and buy was enough. Yep, no surprise there. 9 turn game. That's about right. That seemed like a key that I was getting into 9 turns.